Hello, welcome to Backgrade TV. If you are new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Have you ever heard a group of Westerners them, which includes Asian and Penguins in the North Pole, talk about Africa? You will marvel at their misconceptions. Misconception, in putting it mildly. I call them lies they have grown to believe about Africa. The ignorance in their perception is pitiable, and the boldness with which they express these misconceptions. Lies I scream at is almost appalling. If you had no idea what they think about our Africa, worry not. Here are some unbelievable lies about Africa. Number 1. Africa and Africans are poor. This one gets me rolling on the floor with laughter each time. They haven't heard about Dangote or Isabel dos Santos. A few weeks ago, pictures of a housewarming in Lagos, Nigeria went viral on social media. The house was literally a dream. Seeing it, one would know that millions of dollars went into that mansion. Africans are wealthy. No, scratch that. Stunningly rich is the term. Granted, a majority are not in the league of the rich, but it is too much of a generalization to say that Africa and Africans are poor. Number 2, Africans all know each other. As an African, it is so annoying when people ask me if I know someone that's from the state I say I am from. Like I'm supposed to know everyone. If you're like me, chances are this annoys you too. Now imagine someone asking you if you know someone from Kenya simply because you say you are African. Ridiculous, right? Well, you haven't seen the next misconception. Number 3, Africa is a country. Some people actually think Africa is just one big country. This is the reason for me to believe that they either had terrible geography teachers or they were terrible geography students. Africa is one big continent with 54 very different countries. Each of these countries are diverse and different in terms of religion, politics, language, culture, economy, and even entertainment and government. So to think that this continent is a country is very incorrect. Number 4, Africa is technologically backward. I don't know who told Twitter people that saying. I didn't know they have internet in Africa was a good clapback, but that is the most ignorant clapback a person could give. This very common misconception about Africa has been around for quite a while. But though Africa may not be as technologically advanced as other continents, technology is fast growing, and in fact, one of the most impressive advancements Africa sees on a regular basis. It is estimated that over 67% of the population on the continent have mobile phones, and 27% have a device that can access the internet. Recently, Africans have been known to dabble into car technology too. A good example will be Nigeria's Innoson Motors, whose innovations are gradually gaining world recognition. Number 5, violence in Africa never ends. Violence in the whole world never ends. In fact, most of history's most cringe-worthy acts of violence occur outside Africa. The records of violent outbreaks, shootings, hate and killings that non-Africans have beat that of Africa hands down. Washington Post has this to say on the most violent region of the world. Latin America is home to just 8% of the world's population, but 33% of its homicides. Just 4 countries in the region, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, and Venezuela, accounts for a quarter of all the murders on earth. One of the 20 countries in the world with the highest murder rates, 17% are Latin American, as are 43% of the top 50 cities. This is not to say that Africa has not had its share of violence. We have had the nightmare that happened in Rwanda, the ongoing Boko Haram terrorist attacks in Nigeria, and the cases of xenophobia in South Africa, but these do not qualify Africa as violent. Africa has the most welcoming, peace-loving people on Earth's surface. Number 6, all Africans are dark-skinned. This misconception is just silly. First off, yes, most Africans are dark-skinned, thanks to the melanin we are so abundantly blessed with. However, Africans have very different shades of dark, with some being so light that Nollywood uses them as Westerners in movies. This might be hilarious, but it is a good argument. Argue with Mona Lisa Chinda and Nadia Buhari, who are light-skinned African actors. Number 7, Africa is home to uneducated people. With Africans breaking academic records back to back, one would think that it is impossible for anyone to think Africans are uneducated, but they do. Westerners meet Africans and begin to talk funny because they assume that the latter are so slow to understand them. It's hilarious, really, because Africans are some of the smartest people on earth. Studies carried out to determine the smartest people in the world had 1 Africa out of 10, and the remaining 9 distributed across the whole world. If you are an African, what do you love most about Africa? And if you are not, what do you think about Africa? Let us know in the comment section. If you like this video, please share and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.